Welcome to the Royal Calcutta Turf Club Calcutta Races Spring Meeting for day Thursday, 23rd February 2023. The first race of the afternoon is the Flower Dust Handicap for horses rated 1 to 26 to be ridden by jockeys of Indian nationality. This is a no-whip race to be run over a distance of 1600 meters. The first runner we are looking at is Reagan. Reagan had a start in race number 13. The one we are looking at, where it went over 2000 meters, was in 4th place as they entered the home straight, was put up down the center, came up with a run and eventually finished on 3rd, almost 9 1/4 lengths behind the winner, which was Arrow Point, today ridden again by Neeraj Rawal. We look at a couple of runners from race number 60, Our Choice, who's had 3 starts so far. Earlier it finished on 6th in race number 1, then it finished on 6th in race number 47. In this race, Our Choice was a little slowly out of the gates, took the turn in 6th spot, then made up some late gains down the center and eventually finished on 3rd. The other runner was Glory Hallelujah, who just had 1 start, this one, where it took the turn in 5th spot, then weakened and eventually finished on 6th of 7 runners. The winner here was Divine Chakra, who won that race by almost 6 lengths. Couple of runners again. Number 3 is Asterix. The run we are looking at is from race number 94, where Asterix was in 4th spot as they entered the home straight, then weakened and eventually finished on 7th of 9 runners. The other runner was number 6, Chetak. Chetak took the turn in 6th spot, made up a placing and eventually finished on 5th. And the winner here was Musical Sound, who came up on the wide outside and took charge into the last 50 meters and won that race by almost half a length. Number 5 is Beautiful, has had 4 starts so far. First up in race number 1, it finished on 2nd to Compliance, then it finished on 5th in race number 55 to Mount Reno, then it finished on 6th in race number 67 to Toronero over 1400 meters, and his last start was in last spot as they entered the home straight, made up a placing and eventually finished on 2nd last. The winner here was Swift Lady, who won that race by 3 parts of a length. We move on to the second race of the afternoon, the Sky Classic Handicap for horses rated 61 to 86, rated 41 to 66, eligible to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. The first runner we are looking at is number 1, Galen, Win Legend out of Sunshine Nell. Galen has had 4 starts and first 3 starts it finished on 3rd in race number 2 behind 3rd Avenue, then it finished on 2nd to Silverita. Then it finished on 2nd to Cape Town. The run we are looking at, it had a scheduled start, but it was withdrawn in race number 68. In this start, it took the turn in 5th spot, then it came out and finished on 2nd to Cape Town by 3 parts of a length. Number 2 is Eastwood, who was withdrawn for his last scheduled start. The run we are looking at is from race number 28, where it went over 2000 meters, took the turn in 2nd spot. For a while was looking good, but then ran out of gas suddenly and eventually fell back, finished on last. The winner here was the 3rd Avenue, who won that race by almost 2 lengths. Couple of runners we are looking at. Number 3 is Basharat, number 5 is Silverita. Basharat, who's had 4 starts so far. First up it finished on 2nd to 3rd Avenue, then it finished on 4th to Silverita, then it finished on 3rd to Summer Night. In his last start it was slow to begin, took the turn in last spot, made up couple of placings and finished on 6th. Number 5 Silverita, who won 3 races in a row, 2 starts in the monsoon meeting and the first start it had in this season. Then in his last start was in a start to finish mission, then fell short and finished on 2nd. Number 4 Regency Smile, who already completed a hat-trick in this season after winning in race number 34, race number 51, race number 52. In his last start, Regency Smile took the turn in 7th spot, then came up with a very late charge and finished on 2nd. The winner here was Delphine, who won that race by length and 3/4. We move on to the third race of the afternoon, the Red Chieftain Plate for maiden horses 3-year-old only, to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. We are looking at race number 87, where Mahabala was in 3rd spot as they entered the home straight, then weakened rather rapidly and finished on 7th. The other runner was number 3, Aletta, Sir Cecil out of Lyrical Lass. Couple of starts for Aletta. First up in race number 61, it finished on 6th to La Dominate. In his last start, Aleta took the turn in 6th spot, then came up with a run and eventually finished on 4th. The winner here was Contribute, who won that race by almost 4 lengths. Number 5 is Nautica, dandified out of one flag. The start we are looking at is from race number 61, where Nautica was in 3rd spot as they entered the home straight, as you can see on the top of your screen in the blue and white jacket. Then weakened slightly and eventually finished on 4th in a close finish, in a 3-way finish I should say. The winner here was La Dominate. Moving on to the 4th race of the afternoon, the Topmost handicap for horses rated 41 to 66, rated 21 to 46, eligible to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. First runner, we're looking at the Vuska. 4 starts for the Vuska. First up, it finished on 2nd in race number 9 behind Leonardo. Then it finished on 3rd to Rising Star. Then it finished on 3rd in race number 56 to Blue Origin. In its last start, the Vuska went over 1400 meters, was in 4th spot, made up some late gains towards the inside in the red and white jacket and came out and finished on 3rd. The winner here was Arabian Queen, who won that race in a close finish. Couple of runners, number 2 Jean Lafette, who's had 5 starts so far, has placed in 4 of them. In his last start in race number 95, Jean Lafette was in 7th spot, came up on the wide outside and finished on 2nd. The other runner was number 3 Lucky Chance. Lucky Chance was in 8th spot, made up a few placings and eventually finished on 5th. The winner here was Topmost Choice, who won that race by almost 3 lengths. Number 4 is Star Justice, who's had 4 starts so far in this season. Placed in first 2 starts in race number 9, it finished on 3rd behind Leonardo. Then it finished on 2nd to Rising Star. Then it finished on 8th to Regency Smile in race number 51. In its last start, Star Justice was in 5th spot as they entered the home straight, came up on the wide outside and eventually finished on 4th. The winner here was Topmost Choice, who won that race by 5.5 lengths. Number 5 is Dreams. After switching base from Western India, first start it had was in race number 51, where it took the turn in 5th spot, made up some late gains down the center in a clustered finish and eventually finished on 3rd. The winner here was Regency Smile, who was a clear winner by almost 2 1/4 lengths. Number 6 Mount Reno was winner in earlier start in race number 55, where it got the measure of bread and butter over 1100 meters. Since then has had 3 placed efforts. In race number 79, it finished on 3rd behind Castillo. Then it finished on 3rd to Yaz in race number 83. In his last start was in 3rd spot as they entered the home straight, tried to battle on towards the inside, but towards the last 50 meters weakened and eventually finished on 4th. The winner here was Shivalik Silk. Number 7 is Tycoonist. Tycoonist has had 4 starts in this season. First 2 starts was unplaced, and then in race number 66 it finished on 2nd to Java. In his last start met Java again and won that race by almost 4 lengths, beating Java. And that day was ridden by Suraj Naidu, today ridden by Hindu Singh. We move on to the 5th race of the afternoon, the Arabian Prince handicap for horses rated 41 to 66, rated 21 to 46, eligible to be run over a distance of 1600 meters. Couple of runners we are looking at in race number 89. Number 2 was Harvest Time. Harvest Time has thus completed an encore after winning in race number 3. Here, Harvest Time took the turn in 7th spot, then burst through the pack and won that race by length and a quarter, beating Centurion into 2nd. The other runner was Dubai Gold, who's had 4 starts, has been sort of knocking on the doors, but in this start, Dubai Gold was in 8th spot, made up a few placings and finished on 6th. Number 4 is Whistleblower. This run we are looking at is from race number 82, where it went over 2000 meters. Whistleblower was in 5th spot, made up a placing and eventually finished on 4th. The other runner was number 6 Creation of God. Creation of God was in front as they entered the last 200 meters, then weakened and eventually finished on 5th. The winner here was Cole Pursuit, who won that race by 2 1/4 lengths. Number 5 is Thar. The run we are looking at is from race number 97, where it was in 2nd position as they entered the home straight. Then was challenging for the lead, but Jawai, who got an inside passage and won that race by almost 2 1/2 lengths, and Thar had to settle for 2nd spot. Number 7 is Odin. Odin was the winner in race number 54 where it went over 2000 meters and got the measure of prosperous sprints. In this start, Odin was a little slowly out of the gates, took the turn in 4th spot and eventually finished on 4th. The winner here was Magneto, who won that race by a widening margin of 9 lengths. We move on to the 6th and feature race of the afternoon, the Governor's Cup, for horses rated 95 and above to be run over a distance of 1600 meters. The first runner we're looking at is Awesome One. Awesome One has had 4 starts so far in this season. In race number 11, it finished on 2nd to Agnostic. Then in race number 29, it finished on 2nd to Sovereign Off. Then it again finished on 2nd to Agnostic in race number 41. In the last start in race number 65, it was in 2nd position as they entered the home straight and eventually finished on 3rd. The winner again was Agnostic. Number 2 is Psychic Force, who has had 3 starts over varying distances in over 1600 meters. In race number 36, it finished on 6th. Then in race number 49, over 2200 meters, it finished on 5th. In its last start, where it went over 2800 meters, it was in 4th spot, stayed on in 4th. The winner here was Botero, who won that race by almost 4 lengths. Three runners we're looking at. Number 3, the Protector. The Protector was a winner in race number 68 where it took the turn in 4th spot, then took charge into the last 250 meters and won that race. Number 4 was Tigrio, who was at 4 starts so far, has been off color so to speak, and in this start Tigrio took the turn in 5th spot and stayed on in 5th in a clustered finish. The other runner was number 7, Summer Night. Summer Night was winner in race number 45 where it got the measure of Circle of Love over 1600 meters. In this start, Summer Night was in 7th spot, then made up some late gains and finished on 3rd. Number 5 is 3rd Avenue. 3rd Avenue reeled off 3 back-to-back wins. In race number 2, it got measure of Bashara. The race number 28, it beat Mandeville. Then in race number 49, it beat Stockbridge. In this last start, 3rd Avenue was in 7th spot when asked for an effort, did not really accelerate the way we have been accustomed to see 3rd Avenue accelerate. Was a little flat-footed and eventually finished on 6th. The winner here was A Star Is Born. Number 6, Dandi Satyagraha, who has had 5 starts so far in this season. Couple of placed efforts. In race number 29, it finished on 3rd to Sovereign Off. In race number 41, it finished on 3rd to Agnostic. Then it finished on 4th to Agnostic in race number 65. In this start, Dandi Satyagraha was second last as they entered the home straight and only made up 1 placing and eventually finished on 8th of 10 runners. The winner here was Monfortino. We move on to the 7th and last race of the day, the Tug of War Handicap, for horses rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26, eligible to be run over a distance of 1100 meters. First up, we're looking at 2 runners. Number 1 is Trebia. Trebia has been a tad unlucky in his last 2 starts. In race number 86, it finished on 2nd to Romero after shaping like a winner. In race number 99, it was hanging in and eventually came out with a big run and finished on 2nd. Number 9, which is UB. UB was a very eye-catching runner in race number 83 where it came out and finished on 2nd to Yaz. In this start, UB took the turn in 8th spot, weakened and eventually finished on 11th of 12 runners. The winner here was Shivalik Silk. We're looking at a couple of runners from race number 88. Number 2 is Summer Air. Summer Air had an eye-catching start in race number 15 where it finished on 2nd. Over here, Summer Air took the turn in 7th spot, raced a little wide and eventually finished on 8th of 12 runners. Number 3, Magnite, had a couple of eye-catching starts earlier on. In race number 63, it finished on 3rd. In race number 85, it finished on 3rd again. In this start, Magnite was in 5th spot when asked for an effort, went a little backward and finished on 6th. The winner here was Rocka. Number 4 is Indian Tiger. Indian Tiger has quite a few starts. His first start was his best start in race number 18 where it finished on 3rd. Since then has had 4 unplaced efforts in this race. It was racing in front but then weakened and eventually finished on 7th. The winner here was Topmost Choice, who won that race by almost 3 lengths. Number 5 is Whispering Grass. Whispering Grass had 3 back-to-back place efforts. First up, it finished on 3rd in race number 8, then it finished on 2nd in race number 33, then it finished on 3rd in race number 66. In his last start, Whispering Grass was in 6th spot in race number 83, where it went over 1200 meters. Then when asked for an effort, did not really accelerate and eventually stayed on in 6th. The winner here was Yaz, who won that race by 2¼ lengths. Number 6 is Regency's Gold, the Mount of Imran Chisti. This start in race number 66, it was in 3rd spot as they entered the home straight, as you can see in the left of your screen, in the pink and silver jacket. Then weakened slightly and eventually finished on 5th. The winner here was Jawai, who got that race in the dying stages of the race. Number 7 is Aaron in race number 79, which was his first start in the Calcutta track after switching base from Western India. It was in 3rd spot, then got into a ding-dong battle with Castillo and eventually just fell short by half a length and finished on 2nd. Number 8 is Jinsuku. Jinsuku had an eye-catching start in race number 6, where it finished on 3rd, and in this race was also an eye-catcher, where it was travelling in 3rd spot for the most while, then came up with a run and challenged the winner and got into a ding-dong battle but fell short by 3/4 of a length and finished on 2nd. Number 10, Indian Star. Indian Star has had 3 starts, couple of eye-catching starts for Indian Star. In race number 67, it finished on 2nd to Torinero over 1400 meters. In his last start, Indian Star was in 5th spot, came up with a run down the center and fell short by 2 lengths to Script and finished on 2nd. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. See you at the races.